Okay, let's be real. You've seen the headlines, right? You've definitely heard the buzz. Ozempic. It's the weight loss drug that has absolutely taken the world by storm. But something else is happening right alongside it. There's this growing countermovement of people asking, is there a more natural way? So today, that's exactly what we're going to unpack, this tension between a pharmaceutical giant and what nature might have to offer.
And this quote, wow, it just captures the whole thing perfectly, doesn't it? We're not just talking about a medication here. It's become a full-blown cultural touchstone. I mean, it is all over social media. It's at the center of celebrity gossip. And yeah, it's being talked about at dinner tables. A prescription drug getting that much attention, that's almost unheard of.
But here's the reality check that hits you right in the face, the price. We're talking up to $1,500 for a single month's supply. I mean, for most people, that's a huge, huge barrier if you don't have insurance. And that one number, that's what's really fueling this whole explosive search for alternatives. All right, so let's get into it. What is Ozempic really? Well, that's the brand name. The drug itself is called semaglutide, and it's part of a class of meds called GLP-1 receptor agonists. I know, that sounds super complicated, but just hang on. The only part you really need to remember is that last bit, GLP-1. See, GLP-1 is something your body already makes. It's a hormone, totally natural, that your gut produces. Its job is to send a little signal up to your brain that says, hey, you can stop eating now, we're full. And it also helps keep your blood sugar in check. So what Ozempic does is it mimics that exact hormone. Think of it like a synthetic copy that just cranks up the volume on that natural I'm full signal. Okay, but it's not without its downsides. Obviously, the cost, like we said, can be just astronomical. We're talking up to 20 grand a year. Then you have the side effects, stuff like nausea, dizziness, but also more serious potential risks like thyroid cancer or kidney damage. And maybe the biggest kicker of all, the dependency. The second you stop taking it, for many people, the weight just comes right back. And that brings us right to the heart of this natural counter-narrative. The big question is there a better way? A more sustainable way to get similar results by, working with our bodies instead of just overriding them with a drug? This question really gets to the core of the whole critique, right? The argument goes like this. Sure, Ozempic works, but is it just a really, really expensive Band-Aid? Is it just managing a symptom, the weight, while creating this lifelong dependency on a pricey drug instead of fixing the root cause? And this leads to what some are calling the GLP-1 paradox. Think about it. Your body makes this amazing hormone, GLP-1, for free. It releases it right when you need it after you eat. Ozempic, on the other hand, gives you this constant synthetic supply. It's managing the symptom, for sure, but it's not asking why your body might be struggling to begin with. So the real question becomes, can we just help our bodies do their job better? Okay, so what are these so-called natural alternatives that everyone's talking about? Well, there are a few key contenders that have been getting a ton of attention. Let's break them down. First up is the one you've probably seen all over social media, berberine. It's getting called nature's Ozempic. Now, it's a compound that comes from plants like golden seal, and it's been used in traditional medicine for ages. But the big question is, does it actually work? Well, modern science is starting to say, maybe. A 2022 review found it could improve insulin sensitivity, and another study saw people's waist circumference actually go down. Next, let's talk about your gut. Turns out, a healthy gut can have a massive influence on your hormones. For example, there's this one bacteria, Akkermansia, that animal studies have shown can actually help your body make more of its own natural GLP-1. How cool is that? And then there's Lactobacillus gasseri. One study found it helped adults reduce their belly fat by over 8% in just 12 weeks. And then we have something you can find in basically any pharmacy, psyllium husk. Yep, that's the main ingredient in Metamucil. And check out these numbers from a big 2023 analysis. Taking about 10 grams a day, not that much, led to an average weight loss of about 4.5 pounds and a waist reduction of over 2 centimeters. It's not magic, it just works by making you feel fuller and helping with blood sugar. Okay, so we've talked about some really interesting alternatives. But now, we absolutely have to pump the brakes. It is time for a major reality check. It's so easy to get swept up in all this hype, but we need to be really clear about the limitations and even the dangers. And this quote right here is probably the most important thing to hear in this whole explainer. It's simple. these natural alternatives are just not as potent or predictable as a prescription drug. They should absolutely not be seen as a direct substitute for medical therapy. They are not a one-to-one replacement for something like Ozempic. Period. And please, please remember this. Natural does not automatically mean safe. It just doesn't. The supplement industry is notoriously unregulated. I mean, look at this case right here. A woman who ended up with severe liver damage from an over-the-counter supplement. The point isn't to scare you, it's to make it crystal clear that you have to be careful and do your research. Dr. Peter Adia brings up another absolutely critical point here. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about Ozempic or something natural. Not all weight loss is good weight loss. The quality of the weight you lose is what matters. If you're shedding muscle and bone, you're actually hurting your long-term health. The goal should never be just to be lighter. It has to be about being healthier and stronger. So, after looking at the hype, the science, and all these warnings, what's the bottom line? Where does this leave all of us who just want to manage our weight in a way that's actually healthy and sustainable? Well, the most responsible advice is usually the least exciting advice, isn't it? It always comes back to the basics. The foundation has to be a healthy diet and regular exercise. If you're thinking about supplements, you have to be cautious and do your homework. But the most important step, talk to a professional. A doctor or a dietitian is the only one who can help you figure out what's truly right for your body and your personal goals. And in the end, it really all boils down to one simple question you have to ask yourself. Are you looking for a quick fix, or are you looking for a long-term solution? You know, the appeal of a powerful drug is that it's fast, but that speed often comes with a high price tag and dependency. The so-called natural path, yeah, it's slower, but it's built on creating habits that can actually last a lifetime. Ultimately, the choice is yours to make.